Okay, friends. So in the last video, we have talked about the Shigella. Please watch that video before studying this Salmonella. Otherwise, you'll get confused in microbiology. So it's advised, it's recommended to please watch that video so that to have a so that you can recap it very well in the exam. Okay. So Salmonella. Let me take with blue pen. So let me take Salmonella. See, guys, Salmonella is what was Shigella? Was it motile or non-motile? Was Shigella motile or non-motile? It was non-motile. This is motile because it has which flagella? Paratrichus flagella. Paratrichus flagella. Okay, Paratrichus flagella. So was that was non-lactose fermenter. Salmonella is also NLF. Salmonella is also non-lactose fermenter. Okay. Now it is producing a chemical hydrogen sulfide. Salmonella is producing hydrogen sulfide H2S. So that's why it gives us black colonies. If someone is able to produce H2S, it gives us black colonies. It gives us black colonies. Let me take black. It gives us black colonies. Okay. Now there was a scientist. His name was Kaufman White. Two scientists. What they did, they said it has Salmonella. It is classified on the basis of some antigens. He took some antigens, and more than 2,250 types of antigens are there of Salmonella. Because it's an interesting bacteria. I know typhoid, typhoid is causing typhoid. Okay. So enteric fever it causes. And this Salmonella is having more than 2,250 types. So on the basis of these antigens they have. So what antigen it has, now I want to make it easy. I want to make some things easy for you if you want to. If you want the whole story to be written, I can write that too. But if you want something to remember in some way, so we can remember like this, that O H V I. OHVI. These are some antigens which this Salmonella is possessing. Now, which Salmonellas have this? Remember one concept. OH. O is a somatic antigen. I hope you know this. This is the same concept which is going on. Somatic antigen. And H is the flagellar antigen. I hope you remember. H is the flagellar antigen. So both of these antigens, listen to my words again, both of these antigens will be present in all of the antigenic variants of according to the Kaufman-White classification. So H and O will be in all the types of antigens. Okay, all the types. Okay, now VI is present. VI is called surface envelope antigen. Surface envelope antigen. This antigen is present in only few. This is present in all. This is present in all of these Salmonella types. Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. Now there is basically a clinical classification of Salmonella. Okay, on the basis of clinical, uh, you know, uh, you know, uh, clinically how you can detect them on the, what they are causing, whether they are causing enteric fever or non-enteric. So they divided them into, let me write like this. So clinically, they divided them Salmonella into causing enteric fever, those non-enteric fever causing enteric fever, not non-enteric fever. These are enteric fever causing. 3 examples, tip of your tongue. 3 people members of this enteric fever. 3 bacteria, 3 Salmonella causing enteric fever. Salmonella typhimurium, Sorry, Salmonella typhi, Salmonella paratyphi A, Salmonella paratyphi B. So I should write Salmonella typhi, Salmonella typhi, Salmonella paratyphi A, Salmonella paratyphi B. Now Salmonella typhi, how will you differentiate them? How will you differentiate them? Okay, how to differentiate them on the culture media. So you have to remember three things. I'll make something for you. How you remember is HXA. First you take HXA. What HXA? See, when you have to solve an object, and you will definitely practice it at home on the rough, like I have been practicing a lot of practice you have to do on the rough so that you can remember it. So S type E, S paratype A, S paratype B. Now here you write HXA. HXA. H means H2S gas, xylose, arabinose. Means who is using arabinose, who is using xylose, and who is producing H2S. Okay. Okay, friends. Clear? If you want, I can make something for you. Okay. 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 Should I make something for you so that you don't have to mug up? No, read that story. It is producing xylulose, arabinose is negative, H2S is positive, then it is utilizing arabinose, paratype is not utilizing. Then what happens in the exam? Then you are, oh. See, in the exam, the people don't fail because they don't have studied. They fail because the examiner puts the option to test your crystal knowledge. Everyone knows RBC, but examiner says which antiporter is present on the RBC. Gone. Case gone. You start speaking sodium potassium ATPase. Some people take sodium potassium ATPase. Great. Wow. What an answer. Okay. Only people from alien or Mars planet know this answer. Okay. So how to do is, I want you, first you have to remember the series. S typhi you write, then you write S paratyphi A, then you write S paratyphi B. Okay. Now from this side you have to write HXA. Okay, written. Please give me a thumbs up whether you are able to understand how I'm orienting this thing in your brain. Now listen. Now guys see. Now see. Game. Now see the game. See guys what you have to do. Keep just watching. Don't write. Don't write anything. Just watch the screen. What I'm going to do. See. Tick, cross, tick, tick. Put 3 ticks here. This is how we destroy every exam. Tick, cross. If you have to do justice. You did tick, cross, then you should do cross, tick. You should do cross, tick. Then you should do tick. Why more tick? That is something is more. Something is more. Is it clear? What you will do at home? Tick, cross, tick. What guys? Tick. This is how I learned. This is my own, the way I remember to help you. Tick, cross, tick. 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 Okay. So tick, cross, tick. Tick. Once I teach in the auditorium, the student, then everyone in the crowd starts laughing. Okay. I don't know why, but I also smile. I say, yeah, it is something like that. Some people get more emotional and they start standing up and clapping. Okay. And they get more emotional. Bhavna. Okay. They come in Bhavna. So tick, cross, tick. Tick. Why I'm doing tick. This all line is for this. So I will practice with you. If you want, we can practice together without watching, without closing our eyes at home. What we do, guys. Let me help you practicing also. What we do is I take a rough. Which color should I take? Because I'm using rough, so I should take a rough color, isn't it? So I write S typhi. Then I write S paratyphi A. Then I write S paratyphi B. This is how we practice at home. Then what we do? We are doctors. We practice more, isn't it? We spend our whole life sacrifice ourselves. So what we do is we do HXA. Then we write the full name H2X so that we don't forget xylose. We are using mathematical principles. So tick, tick, cross, 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 tick, 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 tick. Once you learn tick, 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 then life becomes easy. If you don't say like this, then life becomes very much painful. Okay, so what do we mean by this, sir? We said H typhi is producing H2S and it is utilizing xylose, but it's not utilizing arabinose. Now we are interpreting this. Now S paratyphi A is not producing H2S. Okay, there is no H2S gas seen there. And xylose is also not being utilized by this S paratyphi A, and arabinose is being utilized. Now these are sugars. Xylose, arabinose, these are sugars. I hope you have read the biochemistry part 1 of my lecture. Okay, if you haven't, so you can take the notes from your colleagues. Okay, so maybe the videos are also there. I don't know whether videos are there, but unfortunately we didn't record in those days. As paratyphi B, what we are saying, it is producing. Why we said tick 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 tick? Why we said tick 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 tick? Why? Because it is producing hell amount of H2S, producing more amount of H2S, producing more amount of H2S. Xylose is being utilized. So once we put more ticks, that means more something is going on. Okay, more something is going on. So I hope you remember this. It's easy now for your life. Okay, it's easy. Once you are treating an infection of as a doctor, typhoid patient, you can remember my tick tick cross 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 tick 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 tick. Is it clear? You know where do I use this language, by the way? I use this language when I am teaching the heart sounds. Tup, 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 tup. Then I teach the ECG like this. Okay. This is all the music class how I teach my cardiology. Okay. I love cardiology. I love cardiology. Love cardiology. This is how I teach breathing sounds. Like that. Because you have to understand. If we are not giving you the demonstration, then how will you recognize in the patient? You have to be practical. So non-enteric fever. Now non-enteric fever is caused by what to write, guys? Salmonella enteritidis. It is called. Why this is happening? So first I should write the names. S. cholerasis, and this is S. typhimurium. These are in the causing non-enteric fever. Okay, so these are all those others. Okay, all others, what we used to say, all others. Okay, so this is what we call this. Salmonella enteritis is called non-typhoidal salmonellosis. Non-typhoidal actually salmonellosis. Non-typhoidal salmonellosis. Non-typhoidal salmonellosis. Salmonella enteritis. Non-typhoidal salmonellosis. Non-typhoidal salmonellosis. Has typhimurium. These are all zoonotic actually. Okay, zoonotic. Okay. So what will be the patient presenting to us? A typhoid patient with enteric fever. What he will be presenting to us? Yes, he'll present to us with very nice symptoms which we have to remember. It produces step-ladder fever, produces abdominal pain, or actually non-specific. To be specific, it produces coated tongue, it produces muttering delirium, it produces coma vigil, it produces, even you can as a pulse as a doctor, once you see the pulse, you see relative bradycardia. Third year people, I taught you relative bradycardia, enteric fever as an example, rose spots, hepatosplenomegaly, dysentery, not actually, peas soup diarrhea is the word. Okay, peas soup diarrhea, and you will have some lesions. punched out lesions will be there, vomiting, nausea, abdominal pain will be there. This is all you have to remember. So what are the patient presenting to us? So he will present into us with, so I'm not complaining because I will be seeing the fever. So there will be step ladder fever pattern. Step ladder fever pattern. We will be learning third year people, we will be learning the treatment of infectious disease. Okay. I will start your class soon, don't worry. Okay. Medicine class. It's an important part. Medicine, infection is everywhere. So we have a relative bradycardia. Relative bradycardia. Actually, there is no time, so busy schedule, day and night. So that's why. Hepatosplenomegaly. Hepatosplenomegaly. Muttering, delirium. Muttering, delirium. And rose spots. Rose spots. We'll be appreciating rose spots. Okay. And coated tongue. Coated tongue. What else? Comma vigil. Comma vigil. Okay. And pea soup diarrhea. Pea soup diarrhea. What else? Punched out lesions. P for punch, P for pea soup, P for punched out lesions. Punched out lesions. Punched ulcers. What else? Abdominal pain, non-specific will be there. Abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting. These are the things which we'll be appreciating in the patient. Is it clear? Okay. Your doctor has told you once you had typhoid, he says you have to go for a Vidal test. Isn't it? Do you know how to read a Vidal test, guys? Do you know how to read a Vidal test? Everyone, please. Do we know how to study a Vidal test? How to diagnose that this person has infection with what and what? Okay, I will teach you in this. Okay, don't worry. I will teach you how to read a Vidal test. Let us first write something. Let us first write the diagnosis. Okay, let us go into lab diagnosis. They will ask you a question in the Vidal test. Because you are a doctor, you are going to punched out lesions, punched out ulcers, lesions or ulcers. Lesions, okay? Punched out ulcers. So what is the lab diagnosis? Again, sir, culture, best. Culture is the best, the gold standard. What is the best specimen you can take, guys? What is the best specimen you can take? Best specimen. Don't write question mark. You should write answer. Okay. Guess the. It's not. Stool is not the best. Bone marrow aspiration is the best. Do you know it? Bone marrow aspiration. Not blood. Don't use note answer. Okay, Supriya. Bone marrow aspiration. Bone marrow aspiration. Why? Because we know in the reticuloendothelial system. Reticuloendothelial system. Should know what is blood is so big. Is it peripheral blood? She said blood. So should I take it peripheral blood? That would be a blunder. That's how you are attaining blunder. Should read the books. So reticuloendothelial system is what? Reticuloendothelial system, macrophage, monocyte macrophage system. So it lives in those macrophages. Okay. So that's how I can take aspiration. What I do is I take the needle and I aspire all the contents from the bone marrow and check the cells whether they have the salmonella. But yeah, it's not possible actually. If you find that bone marrow aspiration is something, then you take blood. Okay, then you take blood and clot culture. Blood and clot culture. This is how you make mistakes. They will ask you the question in the exam and you will take the blood. Okay. So please recognize, read the books. That's what I want you to recognize, guys. Read the books. Books have everything written in them. After listening to my lecture, after writing my notes, go to the books, read this topic again, and then before the exam, revise my notes only. Because you will have that grasp, already made in the back side of your mind that, yeah, I have read this from the textbook. Okay. Okay. So what media you are using? We are using that same media. So what we are using? So media, what media we are using? We are using XLD, DCA, WB, SS. Isn't it? All the media for Shigella. Now what you will be appreciating? Important question for your exam. You will be appreciating like this. And can we see the background is colorless, and in the center we are appreciating H2S production. H2S production, black color. H2S being produced in these colonies, H2S. Dot type of a thing. We call it, please write a red pen. Please take a red pen and make a star. Please make a red pen. We call it, can we see, look at my board. Please look at my board, please. Can we see this? Can we see as a fish? This is a fish eye colony. It's called fish. I thought I made a duck, isn't it? I think it's sparrow. So beautifully I carved it for brain. So I should write fish. I actually made it very much big. I should have made it like this. Okay. Then I could have made it a fish. Now I can make it a fish. And okay, now it's a fish. So this fish is fish eye colonies, guys. Fish eye colonies, or we call it jet black colonies. Is it clear? But if the patient is greater than 1 weeks, okay, he is coming to you with greater than 1 weeks, what you will take? You won't take these sample. You will directly take the antibodies. You will go for antibody detection. If greater than 1 week, you will go for antibody detection. Antibody detection. Antibody detection. Okay. What will happen next? Continue tomorrow. Okay. Continue tomorrow in the second part. Okay, friends. So thank you very much for your time. So if I tell you someday, once we are walking on the road, you meet me, maybe you don't know me, but yeah, you meet me someday. You say, sir, I say, do we know black fish eye? Do we know fish black? Do we know all these symptoms of rose spots? What you should answer me? I say pea soup diarrhea. I give you rose spots, step ladder fever pattern. What you will tell me? I only utter 4 words. What you will tell me? This is how we pick and choose in the exam. Step ladder pattern, rose spots, fish eye, dead black colonies, enteric fever, salmonella infection, you should say. Enteric fever, salmonella infection, enteric fever, salmonella infection. And there will be also, what is basically muttering delirium? Muttering delirium, it's actually a neurological term. I don't want to say here, but yeah, there are, meningitis will happen, cerebral ataxia will happen. Okay, paranoid, paranoia will be there. Paranoia, paranoid psychosis, delirium, like that. All these things will happen. Okay, so let us continue tomorrow. Thank you very much for your time. Take care. Stay safe in Corona. Bye bye.